Hello friends, myself Professor Doshi VM from Advait Technical Campus, CHAS, Ahmednagar. Today we have to discuss about a synchronous generator. Last lecture we have discussed about various types of synchronous machines. After that, we discuss about working the synchronous generator. Synchronous machines are mostly used in all generating stations. They are commonly called as synchronous generator or the alternators. Today's lecture we have to learn about synchronous generator, operating principle of synchronous generator, and the various constructional parts of the synchronous generator. Okay, the synchronous machines are mostly used in generating station. This is the principle of operation or the constructional diagram of the synchronous generator. Here, there are two parts of synchronous machine. First is stator and another is a rotor. There are two types of rotor in case of alternator or the synchronous machine: spiral cage type rotor and the cylindrical type of rotor. The stator consists of a stator winding, stator frame, or the stator core, whereas the rotor consists of a rotor body, field winding, pole piece, spindle, and shaft. The excitation winding is mounted on the machine's rotor. Generally, the DC winding is used as a excitation winding. Okay, the stator is stationary part. It is a cylindrical in nature, having slotted in construction, yeah, as shown in the figure, and slots kept the armature winding. With armature winding, it has a various parts like stator frame, stator core, cooling arrangements. Frame may be cast iron or steel. Stator core is made up of high-grade silicon content steel laminations, whereas three-phase winding is put in the slots of stator and winding is generally connected in star fashion. Then there are two types of rotor in case of synchronous machine: silent pole type of rotor and the cylindrical type of rotor. Above figure shows the cylindrical silent type of rotor with four poles. The term salient means the projecting. The salient pole rotor consists of pole projecting out from the surface of the pole. Above figure shows the salient type of rotor. Rotor is made up of steel laminations to reduce the peripheral losses. Poles are of identical dimensions and bolted on the steel spindle. Then the shaft rocket winding mounted on the poles. Uh, After that, the dampers bar are used instead of the pole to damp out the rotor oscillations during the sudden changes in the coordinations. Okay, the operating principle of electromagnetic induction, stationary armature and rotating field. We have to discuss about that. The electromagnetic operating principle of the electromagnetic induction. On that principle, generally the synchronous motors is run on that principle, that is the electromagnetic induction. When a DC excitation is given to the rotor, it creates a fixed north pole and south pole in it. The rotor produces a stationary flux in the air gap which gets linked with the stator winding. In case of the synchronous generator converts the mechanical energy into electrical energy. When the rotor is rotated by prime mover, it produces a sinusoidal flux in the air gap which gets linked with the armature winding and induces sinusoidal EMF in it. The frequency of induced EMF is given as F is equal to 120 F upon P, where P is the number of poles, whereas F is the frequency of the machine, and Ns is the speed of the rotor in RPM. Okay, now the stationary armature and the rotating field. The stationary armature is mounted on the stator of the machine, whereas the rotating field is mounted on the rotor of the machine. Rotor is rotated using a prime mover. Prime mover may be hydraulic system. In case of hydraulic power station, the prime mover is generally a turbine, and the second pole type of rotor is used in case of the hydraulic power station case, whereas the steam turbines are used uh, in case of the cylindrical type of rotors. When the rotor rotates, the stationary conductors are cut by magnetic flux, hence the EMF is induced. In three-phase alternator, the rotor flux will induces three voltages displaced in time by 120 degree. EMF induced is a AC in nature. AC voltage will give rise to the AC current when load is connected to the stator. Okay, so there are some advantages of stationary armature. Current can be delivered directly from the fixed terminal on the stator. This reduces the voltage drop due to the brushes. Brushes are generally external devices which use electrical power from stationary stationary device to the rotating device and collect electrical current from the rotary part of the machine to the stationary part of the machine. Easy to insulate stationary armature winding. In case of stationary armature, pressing of armature winding is easier and deformation of winding can be avoided. Okay, this is the construction of armature core. For the armature core, for the stator frame or the armature core, the stator is stationary part of the machine and it is generally cylindrical nature, having slots in the construction as shown in the figure. Slots carry the armature winding. With armature winding, it has various parts like stator frame, stator core, and the pulley arrangement. Frame may be cast iron or the steel material, and the stator core is made up of high-grade silicon contained steel laminations. The stator core having slots, the stator winding is mounted in that slots. Okay, then cylindrical rotor. The cylindrical rotor is also called as non-salient pole rotor or the cylindrical rotor. In case of non-salient synchronous motor, rotor is cylindrical in nature. In cylindrical pole motor, rotor has slots to carry the DC field winding. Cylindrical rotors are made from the high-grade nickel chrome molybdenum steels. After that, it has a small diameter and long axial length. Cylindrical rotor gives a greater mechanical strength and allow more accurate dynamic balancing. It has mostly used in speed machines like turbo generators. The turbo generators manufacture rating starts from 10 MVA to 1500 MVA. The bigger size turbo generator used in India has a rating of 100 MVA installed in the thermal power stations. Typically, cylindrical rotors alternators has 2 or 4 poles. Above figure shows the 4-pole machine. The cylindrical rotor machines have less winding losses and generation is less noisy due to the uniform air gap. In case of the in case of the 7-pole rotor, the air gap is not uniform. Non-salient pole type or cylindrical rotors have the following parts. First is rotor core. The rotor core is made up of silicon steel stamping and get placed on the shaft. At the outer periphery, slots are provided to carry exciting coils. rotor winding or exciting winding, it placed in the rotor slots. Another part is the slip rings. Slip rings are used provide DC supply to the rotor winding. After that, brushes are made from the carbon and they slip over the slip rings. A DC supply is given to the brushes. Current flow from brushes to the slip ring and they give to the exciting winding. After that, a bearing is the most important part. Bearing are used between the shaft and the outer stationary body to reduce the friction. They are from high carbon steels. Damper winding also has about TRS winding, copper bars located in slots in the pole shoes. Bars are SC at both ends by heavy copper rings. Alternators are not self-started, so they provide a starting torque. Then the important part is rating of the alternator. The rating of the alternator is generally measured line to line voltage, full load kVA, power factor, field voltage, maximum field current, and resistance of stator winding. Then regulation of alternator. The voltage regulation is the change in the terminal voltage of the secondary from low load to the full load. That means E0 is the voltage is the voltage of full load current and V is the E0 is the no load voltage, whereas the V is the full load voltage. When the E0 minus V upon V is the formula for the regulation. When alternator is loaded, the terminal voltage drop. This depend upon the load and the power factor. So the percentage regulation of alternator is given as E0. That means no load voltage minus full load voltage upon full load voltage into the 100. Okay, this is all about the synchronous generator. If you have any doubt, you can ask me about the synchronous generator. The most of applications for the synchronous generator are hydro turbines, thermal turbines, thermal power stations, gas power stations. In most of the applications, the silent pole type of generator is used. After that, some questions asked by university to you about this topic is with a lead diagram explain the construction details of the salient pole type of alternator. University can ask you compare the salient pole type of rotor construction with non-salient pole type of construction in case of Hitesh alternator. University ask you University can ask you for 4 marks with visual notation drive the EMF equation of Hitesh synchronous machines. After that, they can ask you for the elaborate effect of power factor on armature reaction in case of alternators. Okay, these questions can be asked by you from the university for the 4 marks. After that, they can ask you for the with neat diagram describe the slip test and how XD and XQ can be determined. And the most favorite question of the university is compare salient pole type of rotor construction with non-salient pole type of construction in case of three-phase alternator. This is the most famous question of the university. Many times this question is asked in the question papers. After that, they can ask you numericals to calculate the flux lines, flux per poles. After that, induced EMF for the primary as well as secondary side. They can ask you to calculate the ID, IQ, XQ, XD, and the most Mostly the university given a numerical on that topic for the calculate the excitation voltage and full load regulation, neglecting the resistance. This is the favorite question of university asked for the 8 marks. Near about 3 to 4 times this question is asked by university. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, thank you.